Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Thunder Gals. We are more than a quarter way through the NBA season. It is Friday, December 12th, 2025. I'm Brittany, aka Oklahoma Soda Gal, coming at you from my home in the cold, frozen north of Minnesota here with my co-host Paula. Paula, how you doing down in Oklahoma today?
Oh, it's a beautiful day down here. I'm sorry that you're so cold, but you seem to enjoy it. I saw you out there with your snowshoeing. I think I saw a picture of that.
I did. I went out snowshoeing this afternoon. I got snowshoes last winter finally. Um you gotta have like 8 inches of snow on the ground to really make it worth your while to go out snowshoeing. Um, Definitely had that out on my property. I actually live in a house in town, and then I have like 6 acres of property that we have an RV on that we can go hang out at all summer. That's got solar panels, all the works. And so I went out to my land that's like national forest land, basically. It's part of the Superior National Forest ecosystem and got to go snowshoe around for a bit, see some deer trails that were made in the snow there. So
All
a
kinds of
good time.
nature.
Yeah.
I uh I was in my recliner in my house in suburban Oklahoma City. So, I mean, we're exactly the same.
It's a dry cold up here. It's really,
Okay.
people kind of joke. It really is. It's different. And if you're properly outfitted, it's definitely makes a huge difference. I never had proper winter clothing in Oklahoma, so winter was always terrible there. But now that I live up here and like actually have the proper gear, I can handle going out in the cold and it doesn't bother me.
And that's good for you. Oh,
All
so
right. So, speaking of, snow and fun, it's holiday time. We're coming up on Christmas. So with that, with like Thanksgiving just behind us and Christmas just ahead of us, a lot of the players and their families are getting out and about and doing things in the community. What are some of the things you've seen popping up in the community lately?
Well, one big thing was Shai was at Children's Hospital last weekend and he was doing crafts and taking pictures and just really getting out with the kids, and it was just adorable to see watching him do stick crafts and stuff. That was, you just don't think about Shea, but he was having a ball. And then another thing I saw this week was Aaron Wiggins, not just saving basketball, but also taking the Boys and Girls Club to go see the SpongeBob SquarePants movie this week,
Oh,
which
fun.
that would have been so fun. Can you imagine 200 people screaming at the square? Everybody be laughing at the same thing. It would just have been a hoot.
I'm surprised he didn't make them go see his favorite movie from when he was a kid, Spirit, about the horse.
He'll probably host a private screening of that soon too. Who knows?
If any of y'all are fans of the Down to Dunk podcast, Andrew from Down to Dunk got some funny footage of Aaron Wiggins at Media Day talking about Spirit, that the movie, and it's funny stuff.
These players, they're a hoot. I don't know. Oh, another thing that I saw was we don't hear much about him, but it's Thomas Sorber, who, he's our third rook in a row who gets to sit, and he's ACL, and he got his high school jersey retired.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he got to go back home and they raised his jersey. And then just today, I heard for Christmas, he treated his mama to a brand new car. So
Ooh.
I love it. I love when the players, show their family such love and for all their support through everything that goes into being a player.
Yeah, I hear complaints about how much these players make. Sometimes people make a lot of comments about what the players make, and it's like, if it doesn't go to the players, it's going to the owners. Like, would you rather the players be getting that share of that money that they, help lift families up with than, having it just all go to like, only Clay Bennett and the Clay Bennett's of the world? Like,
I
I'm
love
I'm
watching
fine. I'm fine with the players getting some money.
I love watching the video. Like I've seen I've seen players that have bought their parents' houses and they surprise them when they open the door. And Thomas, giving his car to his mama. Just these things are just they're I don't know. It's heartwarming. I don't know. I like it.
I do too. It's cool. It's especially cool when you see people who clearly like had to work out of like lower middle class situations to get there. It's a little less cool when it's, Del Curry's kid Steph, becomes a big star. It's like, well, he was already a star. Like
But he
that's
gives back
that's
though.
he
We'll
he
give
he
Steph credit.
does, but it's not quite the same as, when you see like the Sorbers of the world. Like that's a
Yeah.
big deal. Or J-Dub, his family,
Hmm.
well, while he came from like a decent family that was decently middle class, like they weren't rich by any means. And I heard when he signed his extension this summer, he's like, Mom and Dad, I don't want y'all to work again. Like,
Hmm.
you got this. This is partially goes to you. You got me here. So
Hmm.
that kind of stuff's really cool, and I love that. It's one of the things that makes me a fan.
It's true. I mean, because again, we talk about it all the time. These players are people. These players have families, have a life, have a support systems around them. They are not just, a robot that goes out and gets, 50, 40, 90 on the season.
I mean,
Like,
I mean, Shay may look like he's a robot just doing that, but
but technically, he's still a human with a human support system. And especially spouses, they go through a lot. But one thing I did see this
oh,
week,
speaking of spouses, right?
speaking of spouses, I saw yesterday that Alex Caruso's wife is now Dr. Haley Caruso. She got her PhD after 5.5 years.
Get it, girl?
So I know. And I just thought it's so nice to see these goals reached by people. And the funniest comment, I have to tell you, this was the funniest comment because for so long, she has to go around always hearing about, her boyfriend, Alex Caruso, who now her husband, oh, he plays basketball. Oh, you're a basketball wife. And it was like somebody commented, says, he plays basketball and that's cool, but she got a whole ass PhD.
Right?
Yeah, she did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So good for her. So I just
Also,
love
makes me
seeing
like Caruso a little more, knowing that he went and got a gal who's got like a mind and doing her own thing. Like, he clearly must have a certain amount of respect for women to be able to be with that kind of gal. So good on
well,
him.
I think it's great that she has interests outside of just the basketball world. I know sometimes support systems get very narrowly focused on just being a support system, but
So,
it's really
some
cool.
can even get toxic. See
Yeah,
Kawhi Leonard and his whole weird family dynamic. Like no agent. Uncle Dennis works as his agent, but like they don't
there's a
talk to
lot to that.
anybody. They make weird shady side deals that like aren't supposed to happen. It's like,
If you want to trust your family, especially if you grow up in a situation where you're taught family is everything, family is your number one. You can't trust anybody but your family. So I think it's a hard dynamic, but I think once a lot of money gets involved in a lot of things, it changes people's perspectives and priorities. So it's tricky. It's really, as much as I want to win the big lottery and have the big check at work, I think there might be some downsides, but I'd like to try
The
it.
stories suggest that for many people it's actually ends up being a downside. So
But
um
I'd like to at least, find out.
it's part of what actually makes me really respect what the Thunder are doing right now. Because, one of the big concerns was, yeah, they went out and won this championship ahead of schedule. But like that meant, Chet and J-Dub were signing these like max rookie extensions this summer, and like,
Hmm.
you can see it in Chet. Like Chet clearly feels himself now and is like, I'm a champ. Like, which is great. I don't want him to not feel it, but like you've seen players in the past who take the position of, well, now that I've got it, I don't have to work for it anymore, and I don't have to do it anymore. I don't have to practice as hard, and I can take it easy, and we can only win 50 games this season, and we'll just save it for the playoffs. Like there's not a person on this roster that is coming
No.
into any of these games with that attitude, and they easily could. The money could have easily corrupted them this summer, the fame, the money, all the bright lights, and everybody's looking at us. We can just take it easy now. Instead, they like came back like, we got something to prove still.
Yeah. And they're still, Shea himself is saying, we're a better team than we were last year. So they continue to add to their existing skill sets, which I don't know. You got a lot of people getting very surprised at how good the Thunder are doing. So
So,
not
so,
me, not
so
me.
surprised, and I'm going to go a little out of order of what we mentioned before the show, but I think this is actually a great time to segue into we're so good at 24-1, and we just demoralized even the Phoenix Suns on national TV in a cup elimination game where like you're doubling your money if you win the game. Not only are you getting your trip to Vegas, you're doubling the money you're guaranteed. Like there was real money, real things on the line. A team
Mhm.
that just got us to like a 4 point, differential at the end of the game, like they're like not even 2 weeks ago.
Right?
And we came out and literally demolished them on national television to the point where not only was Shea sitting the fourth, Shea, Chet, and J-Dub all sat with like 3 minutes to go in the third, and I don't think any of
Yeah.
them came back in again after
Mm-mm.
that. Like
No,
the
our bench then decided to come in and just finish stomping on them.
Carlson's raining threes. The Oos got
Brandon,
loose.
3 out of 4
Usman
straight
Jang
up.
was making shot. Like everybody was in on it. And that level of dominance led to certain national voices this week going on their podcasts and their national shows. Oh, well, the Thunder are boring. They're not flashy. There's no, they're just too boring.
Oh, okay. 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 How can you, I mean, how do you get bored with kids that are actually out there enjoying the hell out of themselves and playing the way that they do so defensively and dominating and just
And being a
having
team, like
just
clearly
all
having each other's
together, having
back, still doing interviews together. They clearly like each other and get along.
clearly like it's so hard not to like. Now I'm biased, of course, I'm a homer, it's fine. But I mean, I've talked to people in you know, other fans to other teams, and they're like, well, yeah, we don't like getting beat by them, but they're such a fun team to watch, because they're doing the fundamentals, they're out there, they are, they're playing hard. everybody's engaged.
Yeah, which something that we fans of the Thunder now have to get used to now that we are the champs and we are rolling over people the way we are, is we are now going to be the villain for a lot of people. And so a lot of these
True.
narratives that are going to get spun up are really just people hating us because they ain't us. Like
That's it.
they're
That's
looking
it.
they're looking for something, and since they can't talk crap on our players because the talent is just too good to ignore, they kind of want to talk crap on the city, but they don't want to, so they don't take the shot at Oklahoma City directly. Well, the team's boring. Well, what they're really saying is Oklahoma City's boring. Well, that's what
Yeah,
they're
that's
saying.
their opinion.
If this team was in Chicago or New York or LA or even Miami, these same people calling us boring wouldn't shut up about the greatness on
True.
display.
It's true. And I get it and I feel for them.
Hey, you know
But
what? If you're
we were
used to
there.
going to New York and LA, I get it. You're not gonna get the nightlife that you got in those places. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean there's no nightlife, but yeah, is it gonna be as exciting as New York or LA? No. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
But you know what? Food scene in Oklahoma City, if you go beyond just, the old staples, like I hear them mention cattle. Don't go to Cattleman's if you're going to Oklahoma City and looking for an awesome steak dinner. They have great steaks at Cattleman's, but their sides are fucking bullshit.
Wow, Britt, gee, what's your opinion
Let's
of
just be
cattlemen's?
real. If you want a good steak dinner, you're going to like Red Prime or Mahogany or Mickey Mantle's. You're
You're
not
going to the
going to
ranch.
Yeah, you're not don't do Cattlemen's. I think there's and if that's your opinion, if that's where you went as your like when you're a national talking head and people were like, "Oh, you got to go to Cattlemen's," and like you did that and you were unimpressed. Well, yeah, I get why you think you don't want to go to Oklahoma City. But you know what? They got some of the best pho in the country. You're not going to find better pho really anywhere else. Tex-Mex is through the roof in Oklahoma City. So you just got to
You
go to the
come to
right
Oklahoma
places.
City, just know you're going to find a good meal. Just
Oh
ask
yeah.
Britt. She'll tell you where to go and where not to go. Just right off the bat. Don't even
That's
worry.
right.
You will get fed.
And Paula knows the good places too.
I
Paula's a
do.
great host. I've seen photos of Paula hosting visitors from the NBA Threads community and
Yeah.
showing them around the city. So,
I love to show off the city. This city it it is not what people imagine it to be, and it's not even the same city it was 20 years ago. And
no.
it's just it's so thriving, and I'm so excited that more people are getting to see Oklahoma City because the Thunder is getting more national attention. And then we also have Olympic events
Yeah.
coming to Oklahoma City. So again, we'll be on a world scale. We'll be on display to them. I mean, there's a lot of amazing things here, and people, it's hard. It's hard when your team is winning so dominantly that all of your stories are basically who's coming in second. I mean, that's truly what it is. I mean, who
Yeah.
is who is second through eighth? Who's in the play-in? Because everybody is already written off the Thunder as, well, yeah, they're inevitable, which I don't have a problem with. I'm just saying some people have to reach to create stories for things, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
And if you're a newer fan joining, the Thunder fan universe and NBA fan universe, part of the reason I want to have this discussion is like I've been a fan of the NBA since I was like 7, 8 years old, so 30 plus years now.
Mhm.
I've seen these cycles, so I'm hoping to, help like what to take seriously and what not to a little bit. Save you some fan heartache.
And frustration at listening to people. Look,
You know,
if you enjoy the team and you enjoy the games and you're having a good time and you get opportunities to actually be in Paycom or just be with other people at watch parties or by yourself on the recliner, enjoy it. Love it. Appreciate the era that we're in because listen, basketball is so cyclical and anything can happen at any time.
oh yeah.
I
And
mean, it's
the
just it
the
can.
story can change quickly and dramatically. So when you have these moments, enjoy them and just don't take them for granted. Live in the present. You know, all the stuff that Coach Mark tells the players to do is just,
Yeah.
all we can do is what's in front of us today. And take
Every
each
game,
day. We're 0-0 every day, one day at a time.
0-0, which they will be Saturday night when they take on the Spurs in the semifinals of the NBA Cup.
The
You know what I heard
Spurs
today?
with
Wimby,
Wimby coming back.
it's going to be a giraffe competition. You got Wimby and Chet out there.
Yeah, and they can say all they want that there's not a rivalry.
Oh, come on.
You can watch them and see there's absolutely a
Sure.
rivalry.
Okay. But it just makes both of them better.
They
They
say
both
the
want to do
right
better.
things because neither of them wants to give the other one bulletin board material.
No,
But they don't
no, they
say each
don't.
other like I don't think they say each other's names even. I know Wimby goes out of his way to not say Chet or Holmgren. I don't know if I haven't paid enough attention if Chet does the same thing, but
No. We'll have to
I've
think.
noticed when Wimby gets asked about Chet, like he'll refuse to say his name at any point in the answer.
I love it. I love it. I just, there's not enough pettiness. I don't know. I say there's not enough pettiness. Did you see Grayson Allen during that game?
He was
Okay,
like, "Get me out of here. I'm done."
I'm done. I don't want to sit on the bench and watch this 40-point game just so.
And to be fair, Chet had gotten in a few cheap shots throughout the night, as either player does. Like both teams get away with that stuff throughout any given night. Um,
Grayson was just a little obvious with two arms extended,
Grayson just clearly was done, and I don't blame him. Again, as I said earlier, we didn't just demolish them, we demoralized them. Like they were like, what do we need to do to make this end and be over with?
Oh, but the memes of Shay's face. Oh, oh, it's the funniest thing. Oh,
That's gonna be memed from here to eternity now.
it's the oh my God.
That's
Shay has just loosened up so much with his expressions because you see him be more playful. Like, I know I have the picture of him on the floor where he's like, and then this one with the oop, and I don't know, he just seems to be a little more comfortable, a little looser.
I agree. I think between doing the starting five documentary thing, which kind of
Hmm.
forced him to be a lot more on camera throughout last season, and then actually winning, because
Yeah.
now there's a certain confidence about him. Like you could almost feel the tension he was feeling last year of like knowing he needed to still get that last step because like he was feeling it even more because he got like Canada got beat in the World Cup finals that he played in. And
Hmm.
like they were like favored to potentially get a medal. And like people were saying they might even beat the US, like they were so good. And
Uh-huh.
then they failed to medal. And like they still made the Olympic cut, but it was kind of like a letdown. And so there was a lot of pressure Shea was feeling to show that like he's not just a great player, but that he's a great player that wins.
Yeah. You know where else this week I've seen Shay be more comfortable than he has before? I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Shea T is more comfortable.
Yes, the new
So,
commercial debuted
yeah,
today.
Nick Gallo getting his screen time on a national commercial with Shay, and they said they call him Shay T, and I about fell out from that nickname. I was
Because
like,
he's
"Oh
keeping them
Lordy,
all connected.
oh my God." Oh, which it's a great promotion, and my love for Nick. I'm so glad to see him get additional flowers I love it. I love it. And there's no singing. I was so afraid with that Mike and Nick Gallo and Shay. I was like, please, please don't sing What a Pro Wants, please. And
Oh
they
my
didn't.
gosh. Yeah, keep away from the singing.
Mm.
Shay's acting is definitely getting better. His delivery's getting better. It's smoother. I think he just nobody thought that he was gonna be an MVP even when he got traded to the Thunder. It
I
was
think that's the case. I
he was
mean,
viewed as like, oh yeah, he might be an all-star one day, but like people were thinking like fringe all-star, not like the guy.
what was the story about his wife, Haley? Like she didn't even think that he was going to be this
Oh,
big of a
that's
star.
right. It came up on Starting Five that she talked about when they went to a date at a Toronto Raptors game in high school. And he's pointing down at the floor as they were up in the upper deck. And he's like, I'm going to be playing down there one day, babe. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure you are, honey. Like, kind of like
Bless
clearly
your
just thought
heart.
that was just like him trying to talk tough and show off and like did not at all think that was like realistic.
You just have to wonder how often Shay is like nudging her, going, "Hey, you remember the Raptors game? Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Okay. What
Yeah.
now? What
I bet,
now?"
especially when they go to Toronto to play there. I bet
I'm sure
that just has to be off the
that
hook.
is so. I mean, I can't imagine looking back and going, "Okay, I underestimated him. Oops, my bad, my bad."
Well, looking ahead, we've got the Spurs Saturday night. Winner of that goes on to the championship game on Tuesday night. Uh, Due to a quirk in NBA scheduling and the way this tournament works, all the tournament games count towards their regular season statistics except for Tuesday night's championship game,
Yeah.
to which the statistics just go off into the ether and don't count for anything. So technically, the Thunder could lose Tuesday night, but not snap their winning streak because it does not count.
But that but that's not going to happen.
It counts
That's
for
not.
money. Like you do make more
That's
money for winning.
and that money is so important, especially for the bench players.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. I mean, there may be people out there, they're like, oh well, the basketball players, they don't need that money. Look at those contracts. It's true for the top of the bench, but when you
If you're
get deeper,
Shea and you're making 48 million a year, a half million, you're not feeling that. No.
that's a couple of bags. It's a couple of bags and a fur, maybe. I don't know.
But then
But
you got like AJ Mitchell, he only makes 3 million a year. I mean, I
only,
say
please,
only,
only.
you
But
know.
I mean, when you talk about the money differential between the top and the bottom of the bench, it's still important, and it's great. I think it's so great that the top of the bench is so involved and so interested in winning to help the lower end of the bench, and it's not treated like the All-Star game.
Yeah,
Like, sure, there's money for the All-Star game, but nobody cares.
and
There's no
also like
defense.
like the coaching staff gets extra money too, I believe. So like there's like the whole organization ends up getting some extra money out of it. So
Which that's
it's
great.
it's definitely worth the players' while, even the Shays, to go out there and win it because they're not just winning it for themselves, they're winning that for their buddies and their teammates. And so it is a
and their
big
staff.
deal.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. So I'll be tuning in. So
And then if we, regardless of what happens on Saturday night, we may or may not play Tuesday night, but we will definitely play now Thursday night against the Clippers.
yeah, that got pushed back. So they get a rest day, presuming that they play on Tuesday. They will have a rest day before they play the Clips because it was scheduled to be a back to back, but they did move it. Now they still have a back to back. Friday will then be Minnesota. So they'll still have a back to back, but at least they get a day of rest after the Cup.
Yes, and if you're not following us on Threads, make sure to follow the Thunder Gals on Threads. You can follow each of us individually. I'm at Oklasoda Gal. Paula's at OGB Paula. I don't know yet what uniform we're wearing tomorrow night. I will find that out and make sure that I have that info by the time I do my pregame preview tomorrow. So I will be figuring out our uniform matchup.
Sounds good.
And if you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. You can give us hype if you have hype points to give us. Please hype us. Make sure to subscribe because you do get the pregame preview that I do. Paula now does the postgame wrap with a W.
With a W. I'm
And
also throwing everything up on TikTok. Our pre and post game shorts I'm throwing up on TikTok. So if you're on there, feel free to subscribe and watch our pre and post games up there.
yeah, do that. Follow us everywhere you can find us. And we should be on all the podcast apps. I did some work. I heard there was an issue with Apple that it was still pulling an old picture and feed from a podcast I did a few years ago. I got that resolved this week. Everything should now be fixed on all the podcast apps, and you should see us only as the Thunder Gals.
So feel free to find us wherever your fave streaming service is
And tell your friends about us.
in a
Help
good
us
way.
get those followers. We're as of this morning, we were at 35 subscribers on YouTube. If you can help us get to 500 subscribers on YouTube, we can start monetizing our content. And then if we can monetize, we may be able to bring you more. And if you want more of us, you better get subscribed and get all your friends subscribed.
And then you have the luxury to say that you hashtag knew us when.
That's right. So help us get there. Subscribe, smash those subscribe buttons, tell your friends about us, and we'll be here laughing and enjoying the Thunder along with you through this magical season that we can hopefully enjoy together and not let those haters at the national level bring us down.
No
Right?
way.
All
No way.
right.
Okay. Well, we'll see
All
you guys
right.
next week.
Peace and thunder up, y'all.